Joe. Joe.
What's your name and where are you from?
I'm Antonio Long. I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, currently located in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay. So when did you know you wanted to be an artist?
I knew that I wanted to be an artist when it was a hobby and people were saying, you got really good music. And I realized that, hey, I have something quality that I could work with.
Okay. Describe your music in 3 words.
Describe my music in 3 words. Soulful, it can be laid back, and transparent.
Okay. So what comes first, the melody slash beat or the lyrics?
What comes first? The melody sometimes comes first. Usually, if I hear a beat or if I hear a track or something, I can write to it. But typically, it's the melody and I guess the storyline of the song.
Do you already come with like an idea and then you hear the music and then just, or is it just like you hear it first and then the idea comes in?
Sometimes I hear a hook.
Okay.
I'll just hear a hook, and I won't have any verses, and then I'll just build off of that. So it's usually the topic, most of the times, and then it's the hook, and then I'll come up with the rest of the verses. So it's just, but it's never the same all the time. It just depends on what I'm inspired by, and I don't know, the day, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So dream music producers you would love to work with and why?
Dream music producers I would love to work with. Wow, that's hard because there's so many dope producers out here. Man, I would say Rodney Jerkins for sure because he did a lot of work with one of my favorite artists, Brandy, and she's like pretty much my favorite female R&B artist. So I would love to work with him. I would love to work with someone like Bangladesh, and so many people. My God, Teddy Riley, because he's he's an icon, and I need a hit. So, yeah. Was that 3?
No, you just have as many as you want.
Okay. It's so many people. Bangladesh. I mean, I said Bangladesh. Sean Garrett, dope. It's so many people. I can't name them all.
Okay. Okay. So who is your musical icon and why?
I love Brandy because I just love her voice. I just love her tone. I just, like she does great runs and vocal acrobats, but just her voice, I love that. Stevie Wonder is a favorite. I'm inspired by people like him. I'm inspired by Music Soul Child a lot. Marvin Gaye, so many people, but I would say those are some of my favorites.
Since you mentioned Brandy a lot, do you have a favorite Brandy album or song?
Yeah, I do. Dang, Full Moon is definitely a classic. That is what they call the vocal Bible, That album is so dope. And I like our Human album too that came out in 2008. She doesn't like it that much, but that was a dope album. So those would be my 2 favorites.
Okay. So what is your favorite song with your music, your album, and why?
Right now, Really Love. Well, right now I'm promoting some singles, Really Love, and I'm promoting People Problems. Those are my 2 favorites that are out right now. But I have some other songs that I'm going to be putting out soon that are dope too. But those are my 2 favorites right now.
You sing like at least either a little bit of Really Love or...
Yeah, I'll sing a little bit of Really Love. Could this be love? Could this be real love? Everybody needs some love. Oh yeah, I'm talking about that real love. Everybody needs some love. I'm talking about that good unconditional love.
Nice. All All right. So, what are the things you do before you perform on stage?
Um, usually when I'm performing, I'm always coming from somewhere like work or something, so it's always like straight to wherever. But I like to just, sit in silence, warm up, get my voice ready, gather my thoughts, and just relax. Pretty much, nothing too deep.
And any advice you give to aspiring artists like yourself?
Aspiring artists, I would tell aspiring artists to not give up. That's the best thing I can tell aspiring artists, because that's what I tell myself all the time. It's so many challenges as an artist. There are so many obstacles that can come in the way to stop you from being progressive. You may not see the traction or the response that you want, or it may seem like you're just going in circles or going nowhere. But I feel like the people who have made it to a bigger platform, it took time, it took years for some people. I don't think it's common for people to get a big break overnight. I mean, I think it happens, but it doesn't happen often. So you have to put in the time and the work, and I feel like if you're consistent and you're putting in the time and you have quality music and everything, that is going to pay off. And I tell myself that, like, there's been many days where I said, hey, bro, like, I just want to give up. I mean, I don't have the money. I'm putting out so much money. Sometimes, like, you're putting out a lot of money, you're not getting, that back sometimes, or it just seems like there's so many fish in the pond that is just like, dude, like, and you could be the best artist, and sometimes you may see artists that may not be as quality sometimes. You're like, well, dang, why are they getting here? Why are people responding to them? But I just feel like everything happens in its season and in its time. So if you're consistent, it's gonna happen.
Okay. And lastly, like, your songs have like a really soulful, like D'Angelo vibe to it. Like, is that the inspiration? Because I'm seeing, like you said, a lot of musical icons was like Music Soul Child and all that stuff. So you just have that, always had that grown folks music in you. Just like that's the inspiration, or.
The inspiration for Really Love was more or less the message at the time as opposed to the sound. I was in a certain space where I felt like nobody really loved me. I felt like what I was getting from people felt like counterfeit love, and certain friends and certain people who I encountered. I just feel like it wasn't genuine, and so I was internalizing love. What does love really feel like? I didn't have my parents. My mom is deceased. I didn't grow up with my family, so it's like feeling that love that people feel from childhood. I feel like I missed out on a lot of that. So I was trying to figure out, is this really love, what I'm getting? And then the sound came. I've always had a smooth, kind of soulful vibe to me. I used to do gospel, and even when I was doing gospel some years ago, I had that same vibe. But it's a signature sound. Here recently, I'll say over the last year and a half or so, I've gotten out of the box, and so I do various genres within the R&B genre. But what Really Love, that's more soulful, on that Marvin Gaye, Music Soul, kind of meets Music Soul Child, D'Angelo type vibe. And that's even with the producers. The song was produced by Ramon Shelton out of the DMV, where I'm from. And we came up with that concept. We brought everyone in from ground up, live horns, guitar, drums, everything. And we came up with that sound together. So.
Okay. So where can people find you on social media?
You can find me on social media at antoniolong.com. All of my info is there, but of course I'm on IG and Twitter. Antonio Long Show on IG, Antonio Long Show on Twitter, and Facebook, Antonio Long.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.